French girl today.
Whoa. Frenchy. Welcome to Connected. I'm your host, DJ Iz. I'm here hanging out with my lovely girl, Miss Chloe. Say what's up, Chloe. With that
Good morning.
That beautiful day after Christmas smile.
Yes, thank you.
So before we even kick things off, Chloe, we already got folks in our chat hangout. Shout out to Mason, Leah, our lovely Leah, Manolo Felice, Julian, Roger. You know, and they keep coming in, so just wanted to give them a quick shout out. I had a wonderful Christmas. How about you, Chloe? Did you have a great?
Mine was, I was almost gonna say it was super chill, but that's not true. I hustled on Christmas, and that was lovely.
See, it never stops, huh?
It doesn't stop. It's ongoing. And it's
so
okay.
Today,
tell me about yours, though. How was yours?
You know what? Mine was great. You know, I was just happy to be hanging out with my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my girl, my son. For me, that's really what it was about for me, just hanging out with them. And, you know, we finally had some cold weather here in Cali, so I love that. It's kind of burned. And just, you know, just had the full-on Christmas spirit. I actually went to my cousin's on Christmas Eve and hung out there and just had a good time. So my overall Christmas was great. However, I knew today we were going to have to get up and grind and make sure we were here for folks so that we can present these wonderful jobs that we do every week, every Monday. So today, Chloe, we're on show 44. We were just, prior to the show, we were just talking about our show's anniversary, which I believe comes up at the end of February.
Technically, it's leap year.
I think we should do something really cool, especially for our viewers. So maybe that's something we can kind of talk about. If anyone has some ideas or whatever, we'd love to see that pop up in our Q&A when we get to that part of the show. But for those of you who are just tuning in, again, this is show 44. You can also catch us on our Google Play and our podcast on iTunes. Chloe, let's let these new, you know, if we got new folks in today, let's let them know where they can catch us on our social media.
Sure. Thank you all for joining us. You can find us across the socials at Is Connected. That's IZ Connected. And that's on Facebook, that's on Twitter, that's on Instagram. Google Plus, we're Is Connected. That's who we are, that's what we do. Also, shout out to Mason says, Leah and Iz, I took the decision and I'm gonna play with the big dogs, moving to LA within a week or two, just have to figure shipping my car and stuff. Super excited.
Wow, that's dope, man.
That's Monday Movement.
Man, we got you, man. Get out here. Let's make something happen. Also, too, Chloe, because we always forget, I want to encourage our viewers to also catch you at Always Chloe on Instagram.
That's me.
You know, make it a little personal. You can always catch me at is_Avila on Instagram.
Shout out, I shout back.
Shout out to Jacinta, because we're still rocking with her music at the top of our show. We had some questions come in from, you know, a couple artists during the week in regards to, you know, I believe there was a question about producing. There were some more links for songs for us to check out. So we'll be diving into that in the Q&A part of our show. We're trying to think, Chloe, what else do we got coming up? We got a couple of cool things coming up top of the year, which is NAMM for all our musicians, songwriters, the NAMM convention, which I believe happens the second week in January in Anaheim. So we're actually putting something real cool, real chill for those of you who would like to attend. We're pretty much in the mix of that and getting those details together for you guys. So me and Chloe got a cool little photo shoot we got coming up, because we got some cool upgrades and revamps for you guys coming soon.
Real soon, guys.
Looking
for, like, we're talking like hitting 2017 hard and running.
Yes. And I think too, Chloe, I think it's important for them to understand like where we're getting ready to go with what it is we do here on Connected. making it super exciting for you guys, making it very painless and easy for you guys as far as getting you connected to these jobs, and just, overall building the relationship with our viewers and keeping it very intimate, keeping it real, super basic as far as the connectivity. But that's kind of where we're going, and you're going to see some really cool, you're going to see a new environment. You're going to see me and Chloe together a lot more instead of, her location, my location. But yeah, just stuff I'm excited about, Chloe. And,
I'm most excited, yeah.
Do we have anything else going on before we jump into these grind ops, Chloe?
I think we hit it all. I think that, so we at Is Connected, we've been hustling so hard. So for our grind ops team, thank you for all you do. Merry Christmas. And we've given them some time off to just go and to be with family.
Right.
So with some of the grind ops that you're going to see, these are positions that are still open. So it's a mix of some of the grind ops that are still open, as well as some new ones for this week. And for this week, holidays and whatnot, we will have 5 grind ops.
Yes. And also for those of you who are just tuning in, you can also sign up at rrfedu.com/connected. Chloe, let's let these folks know where they can also email questions, music, resumes, cover letters.
For sure. You're going to email those to connected@rrfedu.com. Okay? Connected@rrfedu.com. And for those of you that are on social media and watching us, make sure you're watching us in our official Powered by Recording connection. But hashtags, like, shout us out this week. We want to know where are you located for people that are watching. Put that in the thing. If it's your first time, shout out a 1. Make sure that everybody can see us and hear us too. But for social media this week, show us where your classroom is. Hashtag this is my classroom, because we want to see where you're really getting your learning out there in the world, in addition to Recording Connection.
Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. So, Chloe, before we jump into these grind ops, and I know our faithfuls know what to do at this point in time, but for those of you who are just checking in for the first time, this is your first connected experience. We like to make sure you have everything you need, make sure you're equipped so that when we run off these details, you got everything locked and loaded, you got all the information, because these grind ops do come with very, very detailed information that's important for you to know, so you can know whether you're fit, equipped, or not for the gig. So we like to tell folks, get out your pen, your pad, your iPad, however you jot down information, whether you text it, your letters, what else, Chloe? See, Chloe's giving a great
smoke signal, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just get
your Twitter fingers. Get your Twitter fingers together.
Get it.
So, with that,
got a lot of first timers. First timers.
Okay.
We got a lot of first timers.
Who do we got first?
Kurt. Shout out Kurt from Portsmouth, Virginia. Eddie, yes, thank you for joining us again, Eddie from Louisiana. It's the second time. From DC, baby.
We got Alex Cruz, Florida.
Yes.
Let's see.
This program has been going on almost a year, Eddie.
Yes.
Right? Let me upgrade you. Thank you. Yes, Stan. DC is in the house as well. PG County. Sorry.
All right, so here we go, new timers. This is how we do it. We kick off into these grind ops. First grind op of the day is in the field of recording. This is sound engineer. Kids Theme Park is seeking a sound engineer for special events. And this is in Louisville, Kentucky. Here we go. Here are some of the details. His or she will be in charge of any sound-related requests made by clients. Equipment used includes, okay, here we go. We got another detailed equipment list. So make sure I'm going to go through this very, very slow so you guys can jot down this information. Equipment list includes Allen and Heath GLD 80 with a tri-amplified configuration and 4 wedges. 4 wedges being stage monitors. He or she will be going through a trial period of 90 days. Luckily for y'all, the details on this grind up are very short, very to the point, pretty standard, pretty basic. Again, last detail was trial period is 90 days.
Right.
The cool thing is these 90 days aren't just, it's not a waste of time. These are kind of opportunities that you can look to kind of build off of and possibly land the gig. But you will be being paid for this trial period.
You are. You're also being watched.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, let's not get it twisted. Let's be real. Come correct. You're being watched. Hashtag overperform.
Yes. So I think too, what's key about this one is you'll be in charge of requests that are made by the clients. So to be able to actually execute those requests is very important. And also too, well, into particular grass trying to figure stuff out at the last minute. And a good way to kind of prevent those things is, on any job, you want to get as much detailed information that you possibly can prior to showing up. That way you can do your homework, do your due diligence. I know for a lot of cats, the new way of learning and figuring like a quick cheat sheet is going to YouTube. Like most cats go to YouTube nowadays, Chloe, to kind of like, let me see how they're doing it, or let me see what. So, those are great ways to kind of get yourself brought up to speed on some of this stuff that can be very technical. For instance, like this particular grind up, they're naming a list of equipment that they want you to be able to be familiar with and work on. Mm-hmm. So I would say, man, get on YouTube and dial these, the equipment listing and see what pops up. Right, Chloe?
Yes. Make it fun for yourself. Learning can be fun, demental, right?
Totally, man. So again, that's in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know if we got any Louisville attendees today, but that is in
Texas. Kentucky. I saw Texas.
We got Texas in the house. Okay, we got Texas, DC, LA. We got Vegas. We got Jeff. Shout out to Jeff. Jeff is a first timer. He's from Las Vegas.
Yes, and Margarita's the first timer from San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio. All right, so that's grind up 1. We're going to move into grind up number 2 of the day, and this is in the field. The film. This is a production assistant. Mm-hmm. AMS Pictures original programming team is looking for a qualified, assertive, energetic production assistant. This is in Dallas, Texas. Here we go. Must have a strong work ethic, critical thinking skills, and positive attitude. Well, we like to call those the fundamentals of presentation because that is priority number 1. Positive attitude, work ethic, and organized. Being able to organize and having those things. A candidate must have strong organizational time management skills and have excellent communication skills. Must have advanced knowledge of all Microsoft Office programs. Mm-hmm. Knowledge of licensing and copywriting rules is a major plus. This is definitely an experienced production assistant gig. Now, Chloe, being that this is primarily your field and what you do every day, you're in the field, you're doing commercials, you're reading scripts, you're doing everything. Mm-hmm. What is the ultimate production? Like if you were to hire a production assistant, what are some of the key things you'd be looking for? Like what would you need them to have in place, locked and loaded for you to really have confidence in hiring them?
I think that I would need them to, other than organization, I would need them to be confident in themselves. Like they couldn't ask me initiative. I think that's a self-starter, somebody that doesn't need to be told every single detail, but can take that jump, that leap themselves, seeing what needs to be done, and as opposed to asking how they can add, just jumps in and add. I'm of the school of mind, or I'm of the school of thought where it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So I would rather you jump in and do too much, and then I can be like, hey, thank you, and maybe a little bit less, as opposed to me looking at you like I'm waiting for you to show up and at least perform, let alone overperform.
Right.
So strong self-motivated, motivational skills. Right.
And obviously being able to multitask, right? Because I'm sure a lot of times, I know even with the assistants I've worked with, I mean, I might throw 5 or 6 different things at them. So being able to process that information and then eventually just execute it and get it done is a huge factor. Yep.
I think that outside of what they have written here, which is, I mean, this is what we're saying is a lot of what they have written, but Microsoft Office and like that, those are just key things nowadays. Microsoft Office Suite, to know. They have classes, again, online to figure out all of that stuff. But if you are going to go for, this is a more specified PA job. This is more, they all have that administrative component. This is a more specialized sort of admin set, you know. But Office, it's intricate, but it's not impossible to learn, at least on a perfectly functional level.
Right.
So.
And also, too, I think it's important, like, in this world, I mean, to be definitely, you know, tech savvy, have your laptop, you know. I think anybody who's, you know, looking to be a PA should definitely know most of these Microsoft programs.
Yes.
Emailing, all that stuff.
Anybody in this world, I understand we want to be like, we're artists, we don't, I'm a math guy, whatever. Please. Yes, and thank you. Learn how to invoice and learn some Microsoft Office suite. It's not going to kill you. It's only going to help you as you run your business. This is the entertainment business, right? Not the entertainment touchy-feel.
Right. There you go.
Sorry, I get warm. I
feel you, though. I feel you.
Because they don't teach that in school. They do not teach in school. You can learn a lot, many things.
Right.
They're not teaching them.
You know, I think that's important. I think, you know, just based off of, you know, our experience with how it is we operate and function with a lot of our students who come to the Recording Connection, is that a lot of this stuff, you know, doesn't have to be trial and error. You know, a lot of these things can be caught early on in. And you know, I think what we're able to offer at the Recording Connection, we're putting our students in real environments, on real sets, in real studios. That kind of curves, you know, those experiences for you. You know, you're learning in the real world. Like, again, you know, the classroom for us isn't your traditional classroom. Your classroom is the actual working environment and workplace. So those things, you know, you're learning right then and there versus, oh man, I wish I would have, you know, had a heads up on that. I wish I would have knew that, or I wish I, you know, maybe on the next one I won't make that mistake. But, you know, we kind of catch those early on in.
And we're talking a little bit more about your School of Hard Knocks later in the show, no?
Right, absolutely.
So
absolutely. School of Hard Knocks is where you're going to learn today.
Well.
All right, Chloe, this next one is in the field of film. Again, your favorite. So I'm going to let you dish this one off to our audience today.
Okay, so Grind Up 3 Film, video producer, freelance, global marketing agency seeking video producer that will create advertisement content for national and global campaigns. And this is coming to you out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Viva Las Vegas,
Viva,
as they say. Right? The freelance video producer will be responsible for project intake with client, including assessing needs and goals, estimating project costs, developing timeline and schedules, running project kickoffs, and maintaining communication with client throughout project. The freelance video producer should have 1 to 2 years of experience in an environment with exposure to video and print. Resume, cover letter, and production reel required. I mean.
Yeah, I know, right? And
you know what I'm going to say. Okay. I'm just going to sit.
You know, we do have some Vegas folks here in the chat today, so this can be cool. I'm not sure if they're in the field of, you know, film or music or, you know, any of those radio, which I'm sure we can find out once we get to our Q&A part. But how do you feel about those details on that grind up, Chloe? I mean,
I feel like what they want, like what they need for application is so clear. And for those people that have been tuning in from us, not even since the beginning, right?
Right.
We have been over like the resume, the cover letter, the production reel. We know what those are. So
right.
And we know we have access to them in our archives. Make sure you check them out. Team, can you pop in there where they can check out our archives where we do talk about the resumes, the cover letters, and all like that? Por favor. Thank you. I just also think that when you're working freelance, right? If you think about it just from a money perspective, your next job is not guaranteed. So the fact that how you have to show up and hustle and overperform is very, very clear. And it means the difference between having your next job and also that spider web of jobs how it can grow, and having nothing lined up.
Right.
That's where my mind goes.
Right. And I definitely agree with that. I think, for this grind up, they're saying, should at least have 1 to 2 years of experience. And you'll find, a lot of our grind ups details do come with a specified, experience request. And I think those are always good because it lets you know at the level of some of these grind ups, you don't want to get in there and not be able to deliver or perform.
Right.
And, I think it does you so much, it's so beneficial to you in the long run of doing your due diligence so that by the time you get to an opportunity like this, you got everything in place. You know what it looks like. You know what you need to be. You know what you need to do. And, we've been encouraging our viewers from day one to send us your resumes, send us your cover letters. Let us help you build those out. If you got a sizzle reel, we got a department that can look at that and help you kind of make sure it's definitely in pocket and in place. And I think overall too, Chloe, these things are, we're looking to kind of position things in a way that best suits you as an employee or possible employee, so that when you walk into these interviews and you're looking to land these gigs that you can compete. That's the thing. It's like everybody's looking for a job, and thankfully these jobs are only made available through our show here. Yep. But at the end of the day, you still the next man is in line too, and those things you always want to keep in mind, because a lot of people don't know what a cover letter is or what should my cover letter be. Is my resume good enough? And throughout the course of our shows, we've actually featured some really well put together resumes. And again, like I said, that's something myself and Chloe and our team can help you build out and mold a great resume that's, that pretty much showcases you in the best way possible.
Wait, can I say one other thing about this grind up?
Go for it, honey.
In terms of what it is specifically and how, like, we're talking about specialized skills and what you bring to the table. This job, right, in that you're a video producer and you're working with client, you're working a lot in translating somebody else's ideas, right?
Right.
And you got people that are coming to you and they're like, okay, this is what I want to do. It's the blah, 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 blah. And you are taking this idea and molding it and shaping it into something that is communicated and translated to production team, to talent, to casting, to wardrobe, so you need to be in the business of translation, and also taking this from these lofty ideals to making something reality, because sometimes a budget makes all the difference in the world, right? And to be able to communicate all of what it needs to be back to the client. So the ability to take in and to give and receive. That's what we're talking about. I just needed to say that.
Yeah. Absolutely, honey. I got you. I'm right here, Chloe. I got you, baby. Got you. So we're going to move on to grind up number 4, guys. Grind up number 4. This is in the field of radio. We got any radio folks? Let's see. Let us know on our chat. This is in the field of radio. It's the audio tech board operator, PT. U.S. Broadcasting Company is looking for a part-time tech to run live and recorded programs. This is in Seattle, Washington. Here we go. Candidate must have experience operating radio broadcasting consoles. Here, I was just talking about that. Must have experience, okay? Potential full-time position. You must be available to work holidays and weekends. Candidate must have strong communication and organizational skills. So as we just mentioned in our previous grind up, Chloe, we talked about having experience. So here we go. This is a grind up where they're asking for experience. Also, too, interesting detail of this one is they're asking that you be available to work holidays and weekends. And I would like to think that anybody who's looking to land a gig is willing to sacrifice a holiday and a weekend.
But some people aren't.
And,
A lot of people aren't.
And that's why I threw that bait out there, Chloe, because I knew you was going to keep it 100.
It's true.
So, folks, yes, holidays, weekends are what I like to think of as a luxury in the field of grinding, okay? So not every grind op, is going to be your 8 to 5, get in, get out before traffic or any of that. So you got to go in expecting that. But if you want it, you want it. You do whatever you got to do to get it. And that's just how it goes. And the cool thing with, I initially started off with, it being a part-time. Now, as I read into these details, they're also saying it's potential for full-time. And I would like to think that's based on how well it is you get in there and do. And what you allow the folks to see in you as far as your work ethic, your drive, how you communicate, how you organize, are you structured? Those are the qualities that allow a boss to be like, you know what, I need that dude, or I need her. Like, I want to keep her, I want to keep him. So great opportunities to really make an impression, and I think too, Chloe, that's another thing is going into these jobs and saying to yourself, you know what, I got to make an impact somehow. I got to allow them to see something in me. I got to allow them to see that I'm willing to be the first one there and the last one to leave. Those are the key things. And that's how you get from, stepping into something that was a part-time and now it's possibly a full-time for you. So,
or as they say in the Disney movie Hercules, from zero to hero.
Girl, from zero to hero. I like that. That's pretty cool. It's cool.
It's a whole song. It's a whole song. You can laugh. It laughs at me all the time. It's true.
All right. Well, Chloe, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna let you hit this last grind up of the day. This is grind up number 5, and I'm gonna let you take this one home.
Bringing it on home is coming to you from the field of recording, audio engineer for television. Charlotte, North Carolina-based television production company is searching for a full-time audio engineer. He or she must have a knowledge of television audio production, mixing live television audio, and post-production normalizing. He or she must have experience working with Adobe Audition or Avid Pro Tools to be able to sweeten audio levels for outgoing videos to network venues. Knowledge of PreSonus, audio equipment, and consoles is a huge plus. Benefits offered: medical insurance, dental insurance, life insurance, Aflac, and gym memberships.
What? That's a dream gig.
And gym memberships?
I'm going to tell you, Chloe, this grind op should be like our 6th grind op of every show until somebody gets hired.
Seriously.
Those are serious benefits. But however, it's a lot of stuff you got to be familiar with too on this grind op.
Oh, the knowing of the SSIT.
Knowledge of PreSonus, audio equipment, and consoles. Now, I tell all my engineers that I come across that kind of want to pull on me for information and kind of just get my advice or whatever. I tell all these folks, know your gear, man. Know your equipment, especially if you're an engineer. You have to know everything. You got to know vintage gear. You got to know software plugins. You got to know Ableton Live, Pro Tools, Reason. You got to know everything because everybody works different. Everybody uses different things, and that's really the key for like doing your due diligence and doing your research on things, because you get a great opportunity like this and you want to be able to go in there and kill it. I mean, gym membership.
Give you a gym membership, right?
Like,
Medical, dental, life, Aflac, sure. Gym membership?
Right. Count me in. Where do I sign up? How do I get in? So
even if I hate the gym, thank you.
I'm gonna until we get somebody that gets locked in this position, I'm gonna make it a point that we announce this grind op.
Yes.
Till somebody gets hired, because those are amazing benefits. And a lot of folks will sometimes say, cool, yeah, I like that grind up. You know, is there any benefits? Is there any, you know, is there a 401k? Is there, you know, paid sick leave? Is there, you know, so, I mean, here you go. You know, it's everything I'd want to ask for, right? My insurance, you know, dental insurance, you know,
Adulting.
gym
This
membership.
covers all of your
I can go to the gym. I can go to the gym after I grind. Oh, cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
I can go to the
again,
dentist, the doctor, and the gym. I could also die and know everything is okay.
Right. So again, this is in Charlotte. For those of you who are in Charlotte who might be joining us today, definitely check this one out. We can definitely help you on this end if you want to put a resume or a cover letter together. Let us help, you know, carve something cool out for you so that you might be able to be at the gym after you get out of work, right?
Why couldn't you?
So, folks, that is our 5th grind up of the day. But I encourage you to definitely go to our website, check out all the grind ups we got going. And I would say, I mean, you can go as far back to episode 1 if you kind of want to see just the diversity of grind ups that we've been able to make available to you guys. You know, just to kind of bring you up to speed on our show for our first time visitors today. Outside of that, we are now going to get to one of my newest favorite feature parts to this show, which is kind of like the School of Hard Knocks, where, you know, I get real questions thrown at me, and I kind of just give you a very non-edited or scripted, you know, response, and based off of my personal experiences. And by the way, what me and Chloe do here every Monday is definitely not to any script. This is all just real shit, real jobs, real opportunities. And we just love being here, man. We just love being here. We love seeing the folks in our chat communicate with each other and connect even outside of us. And I think that's important for you guys to do because, you know, like I said, you guys can be the conduit for each other with whatever it is you got going on. If you're a person in film and you're looking for music, you're going to find somebody in the chat that does music, produces. If you're in the field of radio and you want to get, you know, access to artists, you're going to find folks that maybe you're working with independent artists. I mean, it's a weird way of how everything connects, but it's definitely there for you guys. So without any further ado, let's roll into this clip. School of Hard Knocks.
I don't know why I'm dancing, but I just want to.
A couple of traits that I've experienced that seem foreign to me with this generation, this culture. It's a two-sided coin to me. And when I say two-sided coin, I see 1, great areas for success. 2, I see remedies for failure. The great side of the coin that I see with this generation culture is 1, they have no fear. They fake it till they make it. They boast before they've done anything, but they have this confidence. And it's a mixture of entitlement. It's a mixture of, I don't give a F. This is what it is. This is who I am. And I'm dope. Gotta have that. Gotta have those things. You gotta believe. If nobody believes in you, you gotta believe in yourself. So I love all those characteristics with this generation. Flip side of the coin, work ethic is foreign to them. Sacrifice, they don't even know what that means. The appetite to display it is what you love. They do it in different ways. For my generation, we were taught, you gotta work. You gotta work. Then everything else is a byproduct of that, right? I've made it, or I'm this, or my talent. To them, it's all about their skill and their talent. And that's as far as they can think. And I see this firsthand with just visiting. But what I've also is why some of these cats don't necessarily make it in the process of sitting with. Because it's a very clever way of weeding out the person who's not willing to get up on time, not really in a place to engage and acquire information. Meaning, you got to take on the mentality of, I haven't done anything yet. I don't know anything yet. You got to be humble. And one of the key ingredients that I see with this culture is they're not humble. They've already arrived. So if you feel And your mentality is, I've already arrived. As a mentor, what can I really pour into you? What can I do? And see, it's only till you get around some real cats that have really done it and are doing it and have been able to do it over and over and over again, to where you say, oh, you kind of fade to black, and your cop out is either, oh, it just wasn't for me, or I didn't really like how they were teaching, or I wasn't really learning. You know, those are the kind of things you tend to come up with, and that's just where the culture is at. You know, when I sit with folks, I sit with this generation, this culture, the first thing they want to know is, man, nice, how much money, man? I mean, are you? Whereas me, I was just like, damn, how did you learn how to do that? Like, it's not how much you make was never. It was just, I was always in awe of the actual ability and skill that it took to be great.
That's real shit right there, Chloe.
If this were a mic, I would drop it. Because
right, that's real.
What you were basically talking about is ego versus humility. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't, you know, that's just, those are the things that I see in being around, you know, the younger generation and talking to these cats that are more intrigued with the things that come once you arrive versus being intrigued with the roadmap and the know-how and how do I get there. So, you know, anytime I get to really tell it like that, you know, that's what these folks need to know. They need to know, like, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful roller coaster ride that consists of ups and downs, failure, relearning, learning something new, getting rid of what you're used to in your mind and having to start over, like all those things. But that's what, you know, that's what cultivates greatness. That's one way to get it. And, you know, and then once you get it, how do you sustain it?
Yes.
See, those are all the things that you ain't gonna learn in the classroom or from a book, you know. And I like, you know, I really like where just the culture of business has gone, Chloe, because it's so unconventional now. You know, it's there's so many ways you can really make it happen and put yourself in a really great position to do things that, you know, most folks from even our parents' generation just still can't fathom, you know, and still can't put it together here to make it make sense. So, hey, it's vigilante mode. You know what I'm saying? It's like
pure gorilla,
you know,
gorilla style.
Right, pure gorilla. But you want to be pure gorilla with a plan and a purpose and the know-how. So, you know, I always love, you know, looking at these clips because, you know, we sat down for like an hour or two, Chloe. So it's like, you know, to kind of see what they've put together. You know, it's always good for me to see, like, oh, okay, wow, we touched on that. Oh, cool, man. You know, so seeing these clips is always fun to me. So now
I love that, and it ties right in with everything that we were talking about earlier. And I love specifically the part about what you said about when ego, how I translate it is when ego and humility clash, and the folks that are all ego are confronted by the shit they don't know and the reaction to it. Ego says, well, blah, 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 I didn't learn anything. Humility is like, oh, let me pause and recognize that this is an opportunity for me to grow.
Right, absolutely. So with that being said, Chloe, we're going to move into my favorite part of the show now, which is our Q&A. We got a lot of folks in here who are just chatting away with each other.
There's a parking conversation too.
Yeah, there might be more questions for others than they actually have for us, which is always a good thing too. So, folks, if you got any Q&A for us, if you got any questions that you want us to tend to, man, let us see it. Let's pop them up.
Yes. Let's see what we got here. We've got Mason says, is giving a tip. He says, just a tip. If you want to work with a live company, ask for the equipment list and learn at least signal flow in them. Not as hard as it sounds. Signal flow is the same concept for all consoles. Thank you, Mason.
There you go. Also, too, we had a question that came from Adelie. She says, "Hi, I'm Adelie. I'm a hip hop artist. I'm looking for a producer. Please send some connections. If you can help me, please. Here is my number." I won't give out her number publicly, but in regards to what she's looking for, so she's a producer, or she's an artist who's looking for a producer. So if there's any of you who produce music, maybe there's a possibility where you guys can maybe get with her or reach out to her, connect with her somehow. But I think, she's already doing, taking the first step, which is always a good thing. And she's actually reaching out. So I think on that side is just getting an understanding of what she is as far as a hip hop artist, and her appetite for music and what her ear likes to hear. So I wanted to make sure I addressed your question, Adelie. Thank you for sending that to us. Also got a message from Manolo Felice, who sent us a couple of links, which we're going to check out and get you some feedback on that. He had a mixtape that had came out called Press One for English. I like that. And that came out like 2 weeks ago. So we'll be diving into that, Manolo, and we'll have some feedback for you on that on the next show, which will be next week. Let's see, what other messages did we get in here?
From Roderick Weston, who wants to know if you guys cover the Nashville area and Memphis, Tennessee areas, and the likes of A&R work or anything in the likes of talent scouting, also casting. Oh, cool.
So I would say to you, Roderick, definitely check out our link, which is www.rrfedu.com/connected. Click on our job vault, because there you'll find we've actually have had numerous jobs come up in Nashville. So you can definitely find something there. As far as A&R and casting and scouting, definitely stay tuned with us, man, because we got a lot coming in those particular fields. So, it's just a matter of you continuing to connect with us every Monday, and we'll definitely have find something for you. Let's see, what else do we have?
On Samba, we've got, so how do I get to give you guys my ideas? I haven't organized a script yet, but I will if you like my idea. So to that, I will say, to anybody that wants to get stuff to us, you're going to email it to us, connected@rrfedu.com. But to the rest of it, Nansamba, I feel like if you have an idea, don't wait for somebody to tell you whether it's good or bad, because you could be waiting forever. Write the script or do whatever it is that you want to do with it, and then take the finished product, or at least the draft of the finished product, and get it our way, or get it to somebody that can read it and maybe help you to shape it. But don't wait for anything. Don't wait for us. You got an idea, Mama? Absolutely. Make it happen. Just make it happen.
Make it happen. Let's see who else. I think we got a response from that's a hell of a long email address right there. Did you see that one, Chloe?
Which one? Yeah.
Searcher phonetic via like what?
So, wait. A searcher of authentic selves. I like that. I had to break it down like Sesame Street, though. It was like a searcher. Yeah. Shout out if y'all know what I'm talking about. Maybe I just put myself on blast with age, but I don't care. What is it?
He says, I want to meet people who want to make movies as well. Thank you. Well, the first person I'm going to connect you with is my man Katz. Katz is film all the way. So you should definitely reach out to Katz.
Yes.
Hopefully he's tuning in today, Katz, so he can connect with you, because I know you can definitely get with him on that.
For sure. Alex is asking, any film production in Florida? We've gotten a fair amount of stuff in Florida in the past. Alex, you're one of our first timers. Thank you for joining us. Also check out our vault to see what we've had in terms of, and the other thing that I will say is, when you all go to our vault, I feel like even though sometimes jobs may have been taken, sometimes they haven't been, just because a job has been taken doesn't mean that you can't still send somebody your stuff and follow up appropriately, because you never know when A, something is not going to work out, or B, when something is going to pop up and maybe they don't want to put it on blast to everybody. You want to always be in the present parts of their brain. And what's the rule of 7? 7, it takes somebody 7 times to see you before they remember you.
There you go.
Yeah.
We had
wait. Oh, go ahead.
Well, this isn't a question, but this is from Dorothy. She says, I'm wondering if I get bodyguards becoming a DJ. Girl, please. Don't waste my time, Dorothy.
I'm Iz's bodyguard.
That's hilarious. It's more important things to ask than that, Dorothy.
Yeah. Wait, Desiree, this is to the whole conversation of giving up holidays and sacrifice, but you also said so greatly in your speech about having to sacrifice and getting your ass to sacrifice. Desiree says, this is also for the radio job. We're asking if anybody does radio. She's like, right here, been running the boards with iHeartRadio for a couple of months. Super fun. Work it, girl. Holidays and weekends are non-existent in radio. Shaking my head. She just pulled a double yesterday, 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. Or I'm sorry, I think that's 11 p.m. And that was Christmas, if you celebrate it.
Dope. Man, work. Mm-hmm.
What else do we have?
I like Eddie's response to Dorothy. He said it depends if you're good like Skrillex. Yeah, then you might need some bodyguards then. If you're on that level, definitely. Garrett says he's a hip-hop producer. Katz left his email. See, Katz is on it. You know, shout out to Katz, who's been rocking with us since day one, who, man, just continues to overperform. Katz is an overperformer. I love that about Katz.
He is, and so is Desiree, and so many of people on our feed. But
shout out to Des.
There is the article that's up on the RFEDU right now. She actually just is a recent grad and landed a job. So guys, check out. The link is in the feed, but it's a great write up and photo of just what she has accomplished, because it's awesome. She interviewed and she got the job. So, and she also sent us some great music that we have listened to. So thank you, Desiree.
Yeah, and shout out to Des, because she's a recent grad who's been able to land work, and you know it makes it a point to hang out with us almost every Monday. So definitely want to shout you out, Des. We definitely appreciate that, and keep doing your thing, girl. We support you here. We're cheering for you. So definitely shout out to you.
I think that those are the last of the questions. I mean, there's the whole parking thing. Thank you, Esther, for your input on the parking and suggesting the Waze app. I personally am a Google Maps fan. I feel like Waze is a bit too shouty for me, and she tries to get me to make left-hand turns when I don't want to.
Right.
No, I'm not going to make a left-hand turn into the middle of 3rd Street when there's no light, unless it's after midnight.
Right.
The end.
Danny says, okay, shout out to Danny who just checked in. I'm a recent recording grad in LA, specializing in Ableton Live. You know anybody down here I can link up with? Absolutely. Danny, I'd like to connect you with Edwin. Edwin definitely can point you in some areas, and I also can too. So let's make sure we get a email address from Danny, who's on our chat team, so we can actually connect with him and point him in the right direction as far as what he's looking to do. He is a recent grad, so I want to definitely make sure we definitely tend to his needs.
And then Kirk says, a bit of advice for people looking to really learn about audio music and what goes on besides just sitting in the big chair. He says, check out The Wrecking Crew on Netflix and check out Standing in the Shadows of Motown, which is a DVD.
Those are great things to definitely mention to folks. I've watched both of those, and absolutely, man, that's great information, Kirk. Thank you. Let's see, they're pouring in now, man. Desiree says, indeed, thank you. The support and energy from RRFC is monumental. So I would suggest, for those of you who want to kind of dive in and just kind of do your diligence on what the recording connection is, I think, Desiree can definitely share her experience with you. If you guys want to get Desiree's email address, that'd be great, or somehow connect with her. She's been through the system. She can tell you firsthand what the experience was like and, how it's affected her career path. So let's see here.
I think
the great thing is Danny's now talking to Mason. Mason's talking to Danny. Esther's talking to Danny. Hey, man, that's what it's about.
This is how we do connecting. I think we hit all of our questions, both in the feed and also in the what is that thing called where you send it to people email?
Yeah, email. Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, it's my little French girl here today. She's a little French girl.
Shout out to Mike, because we definitely need a connector for him. Shout out to Mike.
Uh-huh. Kat says to who said says that film script. This is in reference to the question that we got. Who said it? It was it what? No, it was Nansamba that said, I was asking about the film script. Kat says, if it's a film script, we have a team to polish it and shoot it. There you are, darling. There you are.
Another thing too, real quick, Chloe, because I think too, with it looks like a lot of our viewers have a personality about them. And I think, understanding, how to connect that and present that through various forms like a resume or a cover letter.
Yes.
And I think that's key for you guys to also understand is how you are here, your personality, whatever. It's always a good idea and good practice to display that through a cover letter that kind of tells who you are, lets that person kind of be able to read you and know you without having to have met you in person. So it's always important to display that through your presentation. And we're key here on making sure your presentation is solid and best suitable for you, in allowing people to see who it is you are and what you've been able to do. So definitely keep those things in mind.
Yes. Hashtag Sesame Street. Thank you, Eddie. Yep.
Yeah. But Chloe, I think that's pretty much it for today's show. Our grind starts immediately after the show, and Tuesday through Sunday. We got a full week ahead of us, and we got some great, exciting things coming up top of the year for you guys, and we're looking to get 2017 kicked off in an incredible new way for you guys. And this doesn't work without you guys, and it's always great to see you guys consistently tune in every Monday with us and hang out and hear our sideline jokes.
Yes.
and our real live experiences. So without any further ado, I want to make sure we shout out our team who also makes this possible to do every Monday. Mike, Howie, Brian, Chevy, Jay, Leah, Edwin. Did I miss anybody, Chloe?
Michael D.
Yes, Michael D.
And I think that's it. The next time we see all of you guys, it's going to be a new year.
I know, right?
So, guys, whatever you are doing to wrap up 2016, whatever you are doing, more importantly, to start 2017, just remember, there's so many things I could say, that at the end of the day, it's important, yes, to connect for yourself and also to connect with and for other people. So serve to the greater good.
I like that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be.
You know what I like to do closing out 2016 from our connected audience? I like for you guys, if you can, take the time, send us a quote, send us a thought, send us an opinion about what's connected, what connected has been for you, whether you just tuned in today, whether you tuned in 6 shows ago, or you've been here since day one.
Yeah.
That would be great. And I'd like to feature those going into 2017.
Yeah.
And kind of just, make it about you guys and what, you know, what your experience has been here with us, you know, every Monday, and what you've been able to draw and extract from this platform that we've created, you know, to help you guys. So I would say for me, man, most importantly, outside of the grind, family is everything. Embrace them, love on them. Family can be a pain in the ass, and you'll find sometimes that friends can treat you better than family at times. But at the end of the day, love them, embrace them. We just lost George Michael. So, you know, definitely sending out prayers to his family. Was a huge hero in my household. And you just never know. And time is the only thing we can't ever get back. It is the one luxury in life that we do have, but not enough of it. So, man, closing out my 2016, I just want to say, man, it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing to see my lovely co-host every Monday to help me fly this plane, because nobody does it alone. I definitely don't do it alone. And I have a wonderful team that God has blessed me with and has put in place for me to do this. And all I'm trying to do is share the information that was once given to me. And I love doing this for you guys. That is my closeout. Without any further ado, I'm your host, DJ Is, my lovely, beautiful co-host, Miss Chloe. Look at that smile. And on that note, I will see you next Monday. It's been a pleasure. Love y'all. Peace.